I don't know, y'all. Something about Survivor Series has been just so all over the place. But we're going to get into these predictions anyway because that's what I do. I just want to say that I think it is very weird. We only had a three-match card until the Monday before the show on a holiday week at that. Yeah, I don't know what was up with that. And I don't even like how that fifth match just got thrown out there in the wind like it did. But all right, child. For a second, I really thought like maybe the War Games match is just gonna go that long. Maybe Damien and Gunther gonna put on a clinic, and then they said, "Oh wait, we couldn't have announced at least one of these matches on SmackDown, or like I don't know, I don't know. I'm being picky. I'm being very picky right now. I'm gonna get over it. I'll get over it. So we're gonna start with the two matches that were just recently added on Monday Night Raw, starting with LA Knight and Shinsuke Nakamura. Now here's the thing. Here is the thing. Because I love Shinsuke. I do not think we give that man his rightful due. And I don't know if he's just been injured, he's been sick, but I enjoy seeing him on my TV, and I'm kind of sad we haven't seen him since him and Cody's thing. But it's okay. He's back now. But we couldn't build this up a little bit more. I don't know. Something about this feud does not make it like, let me find it. Something about this feud takes away from how big it should actually be. LA Knight is a great champion, truthfully. He's been defending. I'm loving the open challenges that he's putting out. And Shinsuke Nakamura is Shinsuke Nakamura, dog. Like, what do you want me to say about that man other than he is a great and we need to treat him as such? So I don't know if it's been injuries. I don't know if it's just been personal reasons that have kept him out of the limelight. I'm glad to see him back. I just wish we had more. Truthfully, I'm going to go with Nakamura on this. I'm kind of 50-50 on who I think would win because, again, we have not seen these two interact in full often. Shinsuke has came out after and during LA Knight's matches. And while they've had a little bit of physicality, it has not been to the level that I would like to see to make a full-on prediction. So I'm just going to go with Nakamura, even though, like I said, I'm very split down the middle, 50-50 on who I think can pull this one off. I wouldn't mind seeing Nakamura with that title. If we're not going to give him a world title, we may as well give him the US title, dog. Like, I'm sorry. For me, Nakamura is just the champion in every form of the word. He's like the very embodiment of what a champion truly is. So I wouldn't mind seeing him take it off of LA Knight. And I'm so sorry to the LA Knight fans, but he has had a great run. And most importantly, he took it off of Logan Paul. Thank you, LA Knight. Before I even get into this next match, I'm just going to tell y'all straight out, I want Sheamus to win, and I am being very selfish about it, and I don't care. After completely interrupting the last two Intercontinental title matches, actually, I don't know if Braun versus Ludwig was for the title or not. Doesn't matter. After having interruptions the last couple of weeks, Adam Pearce made it official, and we're getting Braun Breaker versus Ludwig Kaiser versus Sheamus in a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. If you know Sheamus, you know that the only title Sheamus is missing in his Grand Slam is the IC title. Do I necessarily think it will happen? Not really, because that would give Braun yet another short reign after he just got the title back from Jey Uso, which I'm still upset about that. Jey could have kept that title a little longer. Braun could have got that title back at Survivor Series or something. Well, not Survivor Series. He could have got it back at some point. I don't know. I don't really care, but Jey could have kept that title a little longer. I don't care. I don't care. I said it. I said it. Yep. And this, I'm not saying give it to Sheamus as in a pity thing or just to finish the Grand Slam. Sheamus is always a great champion. I just absolutely adore Sheamus. I've been watching Sheamus probably since he got to the main roster, but I can never get tired of him. I saw him live for the very first time when I went to SmackDown with the Fem Slam girls, which I'll link that vlog down below in case y'all want to watch it. And it was just as great seeing him live as I expected it to be. I truly do enjoy Sheamus in the ring, so I would love to see him just complete his Grand Slam, get that title, and right off into the sunset when he's ready to retire. Hopefully, that's not for at least 5 more years, but I would love to see him just get the one thing that has seemed to evade him his entire career. But again, like I said, while I am going with Sheamus, I really don't see them not letting Braun retain. I don't know how it would look for him to have two very short reigns back to back with that title. And with him being the future of the company, they're probably going to let him carry it at least till Mania. And while I love Ludwig Kaiser, I am like patiently waiting for the end of Imperium, or what is left of Imperium, because as we all know, Giovanni Vinci is gone. He's over being Mr. Backstage, as Aisha would say, over on SmackDown. So, but we'll touch on Ludwig when I get to Damian and Gunther, because that one's going to be a doozy, truthfully. Before we get into the rest of the card, though, can I just point out that the Wyatt Six is not included on this POE. The very first time I want to see Karrion Kross in the Final Testament and you don't give me a match, I actually care what the Final Testament and the Miz are doing with the Wyatt Six, and they're not getting the match on the card. And don't get me wrong, I understand that the Bloodline already had the War Games match, but we could have at least gave them the traditional Survivor Series match. Like it was right there. We could have did a traditional Survivor Series elimination match 4-on-4 with the Wyatt Six versus the Final Testament and the Miz, and we completely overlooked it. That's one of my problems with this match card. I just think that there was so much opportunity to do more and we missed it. I don't know about anybody else, but I do miss the Survivor Series traditional elimination tag match. I did start working on a video for that. I just hadn't posted it, so we'll see if it gets done and posted by Saturday, because after Saturday it won't make sense, right? Right. But I think we could have really fit that into the card, even if that meant missing something else. Don't ask me what. I don't really know. One of the two matches I've already talked about could have been on Raw or SmackDown. But giving them the traditional Survivor Series match would have been, and I really think an opportunity was missed there. That's just me. But hey, at least Finn and JD finally defended their titles. Finally, because damn it. In all honesty, I was expecting Finn and JD and the War Raiders to be added to the Survivor Series card until I saw they added them on Raw. Whatever, as long as they finally defended for a second time in their 150-day reign. 100 plus days, and you defended twice because Finn is so worried about Damian. And since we're here, let's just go ahead and get into the Damian and Gunther match. I am a Damian Priest girly. So much so that when one of my friends tagged me in a tweet showing that the Damian Priest shirt was released, I bought it within 5 minutes of seeing it. I'm not sorry. I'm not ashamed. I was like, what I look like. If you thought I wasn't buying the Damian Priest shirt as soon as I saw it, you're nuts. You're nuts. I love wrestling merch, obviously. Every time I get on here, I got a new graphic tee on. Like, I'm so sorry. So, yes, I bought that shirt. That tells you who I'm going with, even though I know in my heart of hearts he is not winning. One thing about me is I'm very self-aware. And Damian has looked so good going into this match that there is absolutely no way he's walking out with that title. That was real sad to say. It really hurts. Like, it touched my soul. But it's the truth. And one thing I'm going to do is tell the truth. Over on the Fem Slam podcast, we like to theorize that if you are left standing tall, you're going to lose. And once again, Damian has been left standing tall. So I full on expect to see Gunther retain, even though I would love to get a second Damian Priest World Heavyweight Champion run. I've told y'all this before. I didn't get into Damian Priest until it was either Backlash, Clash, or Money in the Bank. Actually, I think by Money in the Bank, he already had me. But somewhere in that realm is when I started to really open my eyes to Damian Priest and his greatness. Shouts to Megs VO and Janae for opening my eyes. Thank you. Y'all are appreciated. So I really would like to see him with that title doing another run so that I can full on enjoy it as a Damian Priest fan this time. It's not going to happen. I am very aware it's not going to happen. Let me live in my land of delusion. Thank you. I will say that I have 1000% enjoyed this feud with Damian and Gunther, mostly because we're seeing a side of Gunther we don't see often. In this feud with Damian, Gunther has appeared a little more vulnerable, a little more insecure. He actually seems like a real person. And that seems weird to say, but if you look at him previously, he very much gives robot. He very much gives monotone. He very much gives like he doesn't emote very well. But I have to give Gunther his props because he's done such a great job at showing and emoting what Damian was saying. It's almost like every time Damian says something, you could see another crack appear in Gunther's shield. You can see the glass that covers him slowly cracking away to reveal what's really underneath. And I don't think we see feuds like that as much. Damian has been playing mind games with that man from jump, and it gave me one of my favorite moments of this feud, which was the "you may be a general, but in the streets, I'm a king." He ate that. He ate that. He ate that. I'm so sorry. And that razor's edge into the announce desk, beautiful, just beautiful. But because Damian has seemed to have the upper hand this entire feud, I just don't see him winning. I don't know if I necessarily see it being a clean pin. I don't really see Damian tapping out either, though. So it would more than likely have to be like he lost consciousness and the ref ends the match. But again, don't forget that both Ludwig Kaiser and Finn Balor are still creeping around. Ludwig is also going through a little transformation with Gunther. Gunther didn't like that Ludwig came out to speak for him. He feels like Ludwig needs to go find himself. And what better way for Ludwig to find himself than to turn on Gunther? What better way to show Gunther that he does not need him and that he is his own man than to cost him the World Heavyweight Championship? That just might be me. Maybe it's just me that wants to see that, but I have been waiting for the two of them to break up. I still think that it's absolutely criminal that Imperium did not hold the tag titles at the same time as Gunther had the IC title, but hey, everybody can't be champion, right? But I'm kind of waiting to see what goes on with Ludwig and Gunther. Like it's like we're inching towards the point of no return, the breaking point for both of them, if you will. And I think it would be a great idea for Ludwig to either accidentally or on purpose cause Gunther. Because imagine he runs down to the ring thinking he's helping Gunther and costs him the match. I don't know if I would prefer it to be an accident or on purpose, because either way, I'm going to enjoy it. Because either way, it still gives me that feud. There's nothing like brothers fighting in WWE. Like, they give you the deepest feuds ever, which is why I have been getting impatient with Kofi and Xavier, because, like, just give it to me already. And which is why I also talk about Roman and Seth so much, because they're brothers. It's just something about the way that brotherhood comes out in the ring that's just a work of art, a masterpiece. But then we also have Finn Balor. Finn is so focused on Damian, he can't even defend his own championship. Every time you turn around, Finn got Damian name in his mouth. Damian ain't studying that man, and all Finn can think of is Damian. It's like that bitter significant other that just won't let go and never wants to see you happy with anybody else. Finn cost Damian the title originally at SummerSlam, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it again. Finn is obviously not through with Damian. He's not. And he's not going to just let Damian move on with his life and move on from him until Finn is ready for him to move on. You see what I mean by bitter significant other? He just won't let go. Move on already. Damn. So I'm not sure how either of these will come into play, if either of these will come into play, but I full on expect interference from either Finn or Ludwig. And I definitely think that's what's going to make Damian lose. But I really hope it's what make Gunther lose. Like, I, deep down, like, I want Damian with that title so badly. So badly. But Like I said, I want Damian, but I am 99% sure Gunther will walk out and still world heavyweight champion because he's next with Goldberg. We ain't forgot. Not that we. Never mind. Let's carry on. The women's War Games match. I. Let me find it. I'm still quite excited to see this match, but I am very disappointed that Jade Cargill is injured. Again, wish her well in her recovery. Bailey is officially confirmed as taking Jade's place, and we couldn't go with Kari. We couldn't go with Michin. All right, I'll take it. I'm still kind of side-eyeing Bailey as the one who probably attacked Jade Cargill, but we have to move on. One of my favorite pieces from this so far, though, Rhea and Bianca, because I I am patiently, the M is silent, impatiently waiting to see Rhea and Bianca for a world title at WrestleMania. That is on my wish list, and since I plan to go to this WrestleMania coming up, that's when I would like to see it. Will I get it? Who knows? Mania plans change every day, right? But just them butting heads a little bit at Raw just made me happy. Like it just made me so giddy to see the two of them like kind of facing off a little bit. Rhea obviously has her own business, so she's not worried about the rest of the women's War Games team, while Bianca is worried about her own business and the team. So I'm very interested to see how this plays out. I really think that Bianca has really told the line of being face and tweener. Like sometimes she sticks her toe into her little heel persona. So I wouldn't mind seeing a heel Bianca Belair. I am, of course, going with Team Rhea for the winner of the War Games match. Hey, none of these teams are cohesive. None of these teams are actual teams. They're just people who came together to fight against each other because there's somebody else on the other side that they don't like. So I don't see a reason why Team Rhea wouldn't come out on top. And that's nothing against Team Liv. I just think that Team Rhea has more of the heavy hitters. But I always have to remind myself, and it actually wasn't me. It was my brother 215 on TikTok and Twitter. I think that's his name on all platforms, who pointed out to me how weird it would be to have your two women's champions lose. And he has a point. Like it would be so weird, especially if one of them were to get pinned, which truthfully, I'm like 99% sure either Candice, Raquel, or even Tiffany Stratton are the ones eating the pin if Team Rhea wins. But it's very interesting that they put both women's champions on one team, especially if they were set up to lose. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it really is that Team Liv is going to pull it out. And that would catch me off guard. Yeah, it would be very much a plot twist. I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't like it, but I wouldn't hate it. Maybe that's the thing. But then again, isn't it so obvious if your women's champions are on the team that you should expect them to win? But this match could go either way, but I'm going with Team Rhea. Mostly because three of my favorite wrestlers are over there in Bianca, Naomi, and Rhea. I'm so sorry to Team Liv. Good luck. I'm also wondering if this is the night Tiffany cashes in or if she's finally had enough of Naya's shit. Her and Naya's friendship has been like teetering on the edge ever since Candice LeRae came into the picture. If Tiffany was to attempt to cash in, she would fail. So to the Tiffany Stratton fans, I'm sorry, but we have to call a spade a spade. If she tried to cash in on Naya, Candice would help her. If she tried to cash in on Liv, Raquel would help her. Who else would she cash in on? So if she tries to cash in this Saturday, she's going to fail. And I've always said I thought she was going to fail because they keep mentioning that the Miss Money in the Bank has a 100% success rate. There's never been a failed cash in for Miss Money in the Bank. And that just seems so suspicious to keep mentioning. Like they haven't mentioned it in a minute recently, but when she first got it, it was like every single time. Every time it looks like she's about to cash in, they bring it up again. So I kind of think she may fail. I'm also really interested to see if Charlotte comes back or not. She's been rumored to come back in November at some point, and babes, November is almost gone. I would love to see her back at Rumble just because hearing her music at the Royal Rumble would make me mark the hell out. But I'm okay with Charlotte popping up whenever. Like Raw at Netflix is also a chance. Hey, I know there's the brand split and all, but like, it's Charlotte Flair. She can do what she want to do. I really do see Team Rhea pulling off the win. And it really hurts me to say this next part, but with the OG Bloodline and the Bloodline 2.0, I'm going to have to see Roman lose again. Please, please just let me grieve in peace. USA posted a tweet where they show a clip from what I believe was the 2023 Men's War Game match. And when Roman got in, the very first thing he did was pull his team up. He got them up, got them ready to face off against the team across from them. And that is exactly why they're going to lose. They are not a team. They are not cohesive. They are not a unified front like they used to be. That is what made the Bloodline such a threat once upon a time. It was that they moved as one. They all had the same goals. They all had the same ideas, and they all went about it typically the same way. Yes, Roman was just a little more abrasive. Roman was a little more egotistical, narcissistic, whatever phrase you want to use for it. But they all had the end goal, and that was to put on for their family and to make their bloodline the family of the company. That's not where the OG bloodline stands. Roman still hasn't apologized. Jimmy and Jay still haven't made up. Sammy is just there for the ride to support Jay. CM Punk is just there because Paul Heyman asked him to be. Jay and Roman still haven't talked about why Jay wouldn't tag him in at Crown Jewel. Jimmy and Jay haven't talked about why Jimmy went up to Braun Breaker of all people. And don't forget, we don't know what he talked about with Braun Breaker. We never saw that discussion, okay? Just pin that. Just pin that. We never talked about Sammy and Solo talking. We never talked about why Sammy is so against Jimmy all of a sudden and why he wouldn't even shake that man's hand once. Like, we haven't talked about why Paul Heyman didn't answer the phone for Roman and who did he actually answer the phone. There's so many unanswered questions within the OG bloodline. And the biggest thing about Survivor Series, the biggest thing about War Games is you cannot go in there against each other. You have to solely be against the other team. While Bronson Reed may just be an addition to the Bloodline 2.0, they're still a team. Those four move as one. And I guarantee you, Bronson's going to move with them just as smoothly as they move with each other. The OG Bloodline is just a group of men who've come. It's like, the best way I can describe the OG Bloodline is a group of retired superheroes who have come together to stop the villain that they themselves created. And by they, I mean Roman. But you still don't get along because you're still holding on to everything that happens. You haven't apologized. You haven't had discussions. You haven't done anything to actually progress each other forward. So no, I as much as it pains me to say, I do not see a way that the OG Bloodline wins, even with the addition of CM Punk. I don't see it. There's too many factors. There's too many moving pieces. If anything, that team is going to get into War Games and absolutely fall apart. We're going to see them fall apart and they're going to have to build themselves back up all over again. And it's so exhausting because I'm a Roman Reigns girl before all else. Roman is the reason I got back into wrestling. He is my comfort character. Roman is my guy. He is to me what Triple H was to me years ago. So it hurts me. It literally pains me to see this. But Roman has to learn his lesson. Roman has to realize that he took people for granted, that he took that position he was afforded for granted. And he's going to have to start all over and rebuild from the ground up. Because you can't just give him the Ula Fala back. He can't just get it back because then what? What lesson did he learn? Where do we go from here? Okay, I'm sorry. I got off topic. I'm so sorry. I took a really sharp left. As you can tell, I get very passionate about my guys, and Roman is one of my guys. Sorry. Back to it. That lack of cohesiveness is really what's going to cost them the match. I still do think that somebody is going to turn. I am still Team Jimmy. I am still Team Jimmy turning heel. I am very much team Paul leaving, even though I need Roman and Paul back together. I need my tribal chief and my wise man as one. Thank you. But I think Roman has to watch it all fall apart around him before he actually mans up and becomes a true chief who puts his tribe and his village before himself. And that is when I think we will get another version of a dominant, powerful Roman Reigns, because he's still Roman Reigns. But you see that, just like with Gunther, you see the cracks in his armor. You can see that his shield is not as strong as it used to be. The OG bloodline is losing. I hate that for me, but I just don't see another way. And I also have to say, kudos to Solo Sikoa. That man took the ball and ran. Y'all can hate on him as much as you want, but if I had to put in an MVP, he would be one of them. He would be one of my picks, hands down. He has helped make that show interesting. He has really grown and evolved within his character and stood out. And he's not just the Usos brother. He's Solo Sikoa. So those are my Survivor Series picks. Let me know in the comments if you agree with any, if you feel like somebody else is going to win. Again, let me know how excited you are or your lack of enthusiasm for Survivor Series and why. If there was a match on Survivor Series that you could have added, let me know what it would have been. Would you have liked to see someone in a traditional Survivor Series elimination tag match? Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share this video with somebody. Y'all know the drill by now, right? Right. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, for even watching me yap. Like, y'all really don't understand how much this truly means to me. It's been something that I've wanted to do for a very long time, and every time I see a number go up, whether it's a subscriber count, a like count, a comment count, a watch count, it just makes me smile. Like, it just makes me feel just all warm and fuzzy inside. And I'm being lame, I know, but thank you guys for hanging out with me. I did do my prediction video a little differently this time. I tend to do more of a get ready with me style prediction videos. If you missed those, let me know. I'm not getting rid of the get ready with me. I just wanted to see what this format would be like, try it out, see if more people enjoy this format than me doing my makeup while doing it. We'll find something else to do the get ready with me for, if so. But let me know down in the comments. Also, if you want to see my thoughts on the traditional Survivor Series match, let me know. I got it. I'm probably going to do it anyway. It might be late because I am driving to Memphis. I'm driving to Memphis actually in 12 hours. It is currently 12:27. It's after midnight, and I am leaving to go to Memphis at 12:30 noon. So, you know, this was probably not my smartest idea, but it had to get done. It had to get done at some point, and this was the best time to do it. Like I said, let me know down in the comments what y'all are thinking, what I got right, what I got wrong, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.